All right. Hello, everyone. Today is Wednesday, October 20th, and we are still going with this class that I have not given a name to learn Circassian. Tonight, so let me take a step back and let you guys in on where my head is. I think everyone loves the material. I'm sorry, everyone loves the method. Everyone loves the method. The method is helpful in terms of getting you to think in the language and to construct grammatically correct sentences, words, phrases, questions in the language. One of the things that I've struggled with a little bit is, I'm sure a lot of you go home and your mom or your dad or your uncle, aunt, or grandparent says to you, "So what did you learn?" And they'll ask you, "What's your name? Where are you from?" And you're like, "Nart is a boy who's from Nalchik and he wants juice," right? So that's what we're struggling a little bit. Now, separate from the materials that we've been adapting from the amazing folks at TPRS Books, I do have a wealth of content on my own. I think this came up in conversations once. One of you, I think it might have been Yamiz, asked, what does it mean when I refer to somebody who's got an A1 level of fluency or a B1 or a B2? And so there is this thing called the Common European Framework Reference, CEFR, that defines certain standards of fluency based on a bunch of different things, based on how well you can read, write, listen, and speak. One of the underpinnings of their framework is the vocabulary that you have and the phrases that you would understand. I have all that content. So in tonight's class, we're going to still use the TPRS method, but I've completely rebuilt all of our slides. This is why I didn't have a chance to grab dinner tonight. I've completely rebuilt all of all the slides to use CEFR content, and let's give it a shot, see how it goes. You guys can tell me whether you love it, hate it, or somewhere in between. So we're up to 18 people. All right, I'm going to share my screen. See here, here we go. All right, can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Yes.
All righty. Let me make sure I can see you all, lovely people. All right, I can see you. I can see you all. Okay. So I'm actually going to use the presentation mode. All righty. Okay. Same rules as before. You guys are seeing some similar content. One thing I've done, I've taken all the question words that we've tended to use, as well as all the original question words, and I put them all on the screen. Okay, so at the top, some new stuff here, some old stuff here, and everything is now dual scripted, right? So let me just kind of walk you through. Everything at the top are all of our question words, and I already see I have a mistake. Give me a second here. Whoops.
Janti,
Yes.
from all the words that you taught us, the only word that my husband uses and like have memorized is the word handal kwakwa. And guess who's the handal? Guess who's the handal kwakwa? It's me.
Yeah.
My
You know,
favorite,
it's common. I call my daughters kwakwa. So
Kwakwa
it's also
is nice, but not handal kwakwa.
well, Handra Kwakwa was a little bit different. I'm not going to get into relationship advice in this.
So I cannot thank you enough for that.
All right.
That's actually one of my favorite words. I learned that from my dad a long time ago. I never forgot it. That and qamzag, which is like the little ant, right? So handra and qamzag.
I like the word for butterfly, which is handarabla.
I forgot about that one. Handarabla.
Yeah, it almost sounds like a magical word.
Yeah, it's cute. Yeah.
Okay, so we've seen all these words before. So let's just go through them real quick to make sure we're all on the same page. All right. So we've got khat, which means who, sit, which means what, dana. This is a new word, sitshura, when. Okay. Sitchacha, we saw before, dawa, we saw before, dapsha, how much, how many. We saw these all before. So it's just this one word, sitshura, that's new. And then there's a lot of words that we've started to add that we've just been using on a regular basis. Inta and hawa, yes and no. And then this, whenever anybody does something good, what do we all say?
Oh, it did the.
That's right. That's right. So I put that down at the bottom. I sometimes ask you guys, is it this or is it that? So what's the word for or? Hama. Okay. How do we say whoopso? I'm sorry. How do we say thank you? To say you're welcome is super simple. We just add is at the end of it. Who knows what the suffix is means?
Back to you.
Back to you. Back to you. Qaqwa, come. Qoqwaj, go back. Right? So, and then how do we say something is correct? As. How do we something is incorrect? Ashqam. So remember, we can negate any verb. We can negate nouns too. Actually, we can negate nouns or verbs by adding what to the end? Okay, so status check. Is the slide too busy or is it okay? Okay, all right, awesome. So same rules as before. It starts off similarly, but there's going to be some twists here. Okay, so class.
Sit.
Wat verzeeren? Are you guys sleeping? Class.
Sit.
Dawadidas. Mirsalas.
Wow.
Mirsalas. Awa. What is that? Awa. Whoa. Salim Yitzer. Osmansh.
Wow.
Salim Yitzer Osmansh. Sit Osman. Het Osman.
Osman Charles.
Osman Shalash. Hej. Salim Yitzer sit.
Osmansh.
Osmansh. Sit Osman.
Shalash.
Osman Khajabs.
Awa. Osman Shalash.
Osman Shalash. Dabsus ala dia.
Z.
Ala dias. Ala dias. How would we say we have two boys? Who knows?
Shalit.
Salit dias. Salit dias. So, little sidebar. In Circassian, for numbers 2 through 10, we don't say we have two of something. We add a suffix to the end of the noun, showing how many we have. So if we have one boy, we have zisala. The number for 2 is tu. So if we say we have 2 boys, we have salit. If we have 3 boys, how many?
Shalish.
Alish. Who knows 4 boys? Shadip. Who knows 5 boys?
Shalit.
Correct. Okay, so you guys got some of you got the concept. Okay, so let's continue on. Class.
Sit.
Sit.
Robach.
Sasarobach. Arpej. Sasarobach. Sasachajabs.
Awa.
Sasarobach. Sasashal.
Awa.
Sasa terminator.
Awa.
Sasa terminator come. Sasit.
Robach.
Dabs robot dia.
Zerobat.
The robot dias. Robatit dia. Hawa. Okay. Mabhodu zisma. Qja'a. Pej. Ya. Pejqum. Sasahash. Pejqum. George, you have a question?
Yeah, so DS means there is or there are.
DS means we have.
We have, okay, DS. So is I have CS?
CS. Nta?
Okay.
Okay. Achadokwa. Achadokwa. Class.
Sit.
Sit.
Seats are sit.
It's urgent.
With urgency.
Ah. Seats are sit. So whoopsma. Joaper. Witzer jantish. Paj. Seats are Ahmed.
Power.
Arpej.
With urgency.
Pajqam. Seats are Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Power.
Awa. Pajqam. Inal.
Sit.
Sit witsar.
Sitser inal.
We wouldn't are sit.
Kotov.
Gotov. Adigabza chakaja'a.
Nta.
Hawa. Gotov for sibzash. Gotov for sibzash. We adigabza wouldn't chakaja'a.
I just went for a full-on guess there.
Okay, so Gotov is your Russian name. They added an
Oh,
oath
yeah.
to it. Okay,
What?
Aras. Ar we were sibza wouldn't us. We adigabza wouldn't chakaja'a.
Mm-hmm. See, how do you say last name again?
Wouldn't.
Winitzer. See, Winitzer. What?
What? Oh, that's a nice name. That's there's a lot of you. There's not a few of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows what wunna means? House. So how do we say, tell me in English, what's last name?
House name.
House name. Wunitza. بالعربي بيت يمش عادي جابزتشا ونتسا يمشش. If any of you speak Abazak, how do you say ونتسا and Abazak? ونوغاتسا. Okay, خنش. Tamer. Wait, I know your name, so this is going to be a little strange, but Tamer Ismail. ويتسر ست.
Sitser Tamer.
We wouldn't sit.
So Winitzer Ismail.
Ismail. Wunitzer Ismail are we adigabza wunitza. Hamra are we harap wunitza.
Arab Winitzer.
Arashi psara we adigabza wunitza.
See, Adigadza Winitzer Hatokwa.
Hatokwa. Oh, ariquad mach. There are many hatokwa. Ariquad mach. Okay. I'm going to use the word Mr. Mr. A lot of people don't know this word. Ziwashan. Ziwashan. Ziwashan varokwa.
Sit.
Sit witsar.
Sitzer Ahmed.
We wouldn't are sit.
Si Winitzer Varokwas.
Varokwa. Varokure quad mach. Varokure quad mach. There are many.
Arpej.
Pej. Nalchik ukoma. Tinchuk abotafins. If you go to Nalchik, it's easy to find Varokwa.
That's cool.
George.
Sit. Jansi.
We wouldn't are sit.
See, when it's see, when it's Awad.
Awal. Siguapas. Albert.
Sit.
We wouldn't are sit.
See, when this is Shamayel Hama Khwaja.
Shamayel Hama Kwaja. Khons. Nachos. Ziwashan Bakcha. Bachkaz Duti Asnish Haba. Arashi. Aslan.
Sit.
Khoshnach Yinner. The bigger brother. Huh?
حوا أصلاً
Arpej. اسمه.
ينش
وو نخ ينش أرى. خنش. We wouldn't are sit.
أصلاً حماوة
Aslan. We wouldn't are sit.
So when it's Shakhij.
Shakhij. Nta. Ar. Qabertetsa.
Hawa.
Ar abazachza.
Hawa.
Ar shapsuchza.
Nta.
Nta for shapsuch. They're Shapsuch tribe. Shapsuch are the smartest Adiga. I'll go on record and I'll say that. It's true.
The strongest too.
Not gonna go that far. You can have smartest, strongest, or best looking. You can't get all three. Choose two. Offline.
Who's the best looking, Jonty?
Digwasha Kamalmaz. Our princess Kamalmaz. Wits are sit.
Sits are Sarah.
Sarah. We win it's are sit.
So when it's Kamalmaz.
We win it's are Kamalmaz. Wo jib'at w. Jib'an where si. So you want to say, you said your name is. You want to say my name is. So you say si. When it's
si when it's Kamalmaz.
Kamalmaz. Are we adiga when it's hamra ar Turk when it's
Turk.
Are we
adiga?
Understood. Are we adiga when it's
not sure I understand what that means.
Do you know your Circassian surname, family name?
No.
Sarkum. Okay. How do we say I don't know? Who knows? Sarkum. Okay, Khons. Ziwushan Hagondokwa.
Sit.
That was shit.
Kharzinish, so.
What then was shit?
So California Miss
Hello much. Wheats are sit.
The seeds are Zanshawish.
Zanshawa. Pez. Siguapas. Berzej.
Sit.
We win a what's or sit.
When a watser, rush.
Khons.
Da.
Wheats are sit.
Sasitzer berzej.
Berzej.
Fua Suchersh Yawunawatsacha Berzejichi. Jiri Berzej.
Anta shara sit kwada tsa berzej.
Charkum. Sitkwada.
Ar nartsash. It's the name of a Nart from the Nart sagas. So it's a very nice name, very powerful name.
So
yeah.
I know. Powerful.
Just like the Abazak.
Yeah.
Nur.
Sit.
Ziwushan Adris.
Nta.
We win it are sit.
Si win it are Pshawunch.
Pshawunch. Sit what it's are. Sit what the Shapqua.
Sa si Klapker Bjadorsh.
Bjadorsh. Akhri quad mauch. Bjador Ribzacha wupsa lafra.
Siater Bjadorzucha Yipsacher, our Sabjugupcha Psachakum.
Khonsta. Zabzar Zabrasama Khunus. The dialect Zabrasama Khunus.
What a bzar a dig up Zacha Psacher.
So Zabza wupsatlama Zabzar Yirkunus. Dapsori the Adigas. Yemiz.
I'm not. Maya made me laugh. Sorry. Sit.
Sara sit what it's a. Do you know what kind of name you have?
Anta.
Sit what it's a.
Yemiz. How?
Yemiz.
Oh, Yemiz. In Adigabza, Yemij.
Yemij. Uri mach. Yemij. Jip of anos. Yemizri jip of anos. Pej. Awa danakitcha atzar.
Where
did it come from? Do you know?
Nart sagas.
Yes, it's also a Nart name. Yemiz or Yemij is also a Nart name. Okay. Ola.
Sit.
Witsar Ola. Hama Olga.
Ola.
Hola. We ونتصر ست.
وتسأل
ونتصر.
ونتسأل داغستاني.
Dagestani. Are we ونتصبج?
Can you say that again?
Are we ونتصبج?
Are we ونتسأل page?
Is that your true family name?
No, but شرقم
Arqam.
شرقم the real one.
We
Yeah.
ونتصبج. Arqam.
We ونتسأل page شرقم.
Pej means right. It means correct. It means just, like there's justice. Pej has many, many, many meanings, but it can mean true, like correct, true, original. So when I say we ونتصبج Pej, it means like your original name. Okay. Maya.
ست.
Dawashit.
خرزناش.
Whoopso. Khunsta. Wawa adiga. Hamra abkhaz.
سأدغش.
Wawa adiga.
Randomly, I have Abkhazian flag, guys. Hello.
Sesikhas, I heard. Sesikhas. Wa Abkhaz passport. We ash.
Pej. Very shady, honestly, but you know,
Sit
it's
shady.
cool.
Sit shady. How was Juma'a? Don't say that.
Oh no, it's just so random. It was just like a haha silly goofy things to do in Kafkaz.
Sari. Abkhaz passport. Si ash.
Oh my gosh, how do you say twins in Adiga?
Turit.
What it?
Turit. I think in the whole United States, there's not more than 5 people who have Abkhaz passports.
We can be. What are quintuplets? Is that a thing in Adiga?
We'll form an American Abkhazian Congress.
Literally.
And we'll get nothing done.
Pej.
That's what we do. Nadia.
أنت
Dawashit.
دغوة وبسو دوشت.
Sorry, Sadagosh. Wa Danawasha'a.
The New Jersey سشاش.
Oh, New Jersey. Sitwa Daqala. Wayne, Halden, Prospect Park. Sitwa Daqala.
Hawthorne.
Hawthorne. Sari Hawthorne. Sishipsawash. Sishipsawash. I lived in Hawthorne.
Oh.
Quite Sandra. Many years, long time. Brandon.
Sit.
Dawoshit.
I forget how we respond. I'm Didus.
Tamam. جبتناش. تمام. يجيبستو دنا والشقة.
Egyptstu. California.
California والشقة. حلمتش. Interesting. We wouldn't sit. What's your family name? We wouldn't sit.
We wouldn't you.
We wouldn't use.
Use. We wouldn't use.
Dua.
Sit.
Dawoshit.
خرزناش وبسو.
وبسوج. ودنا والشقة.
ساسي نيو جيرسي شئاش.
Oh, ست ودقالة. Wayne, Halden, Hawthorne. ست ودقالة.
ساسي هيلدن شئاش.
What does قالة mean, do you think?
That would mean like what town you're in?
City.
City. Okay.
In Circassian, we only have a word for city and village. We don't have town, borough, township. We don't have a whole bunch of stuff there. Okay. So people, it sounds like people, it sounds like people are comfortable with some of the words. I move beyond what's on the slide, but people feel comfortable making these sounds, responding to this. So we're going to go into a different area of the story. Okay. Class. يجيب ستول بشجج. مخبارم in the story. مخبارم pej يجيب ستول جش. سسيديجتا ففيديجتا جش. It's night. However, مخبارم in this story يجيب ستول جش. بشجج. Okay. Class. Osman عالم شقش. Osman عالم شقش. Osman قواجم شقة.
هوا.
Osman ونم شقة.
هوا.
دنا واسمان شقة.
اسمان قالم شاش.
اسمان قالم شقش. ست شغة. يجبستو. اوكي خونش يجبستو. يجبستو ست خودة زمان.
أرقم.
Okay, يجبستو right now. ست خودة, what kind? Zaman, if you speak Arabic or Turkish or Circassian, what's zaman? Time. مخبارم in the story. يجبستو.
Morning.
بشجج. Okay. يجبستو.
Okay. I get it. Okay. يجبستو بشجج.
يجبستو بشجج. Okay. Class. خط عالم شعر.
عثمان قالم شقش.
واسمان قالم شقش. دنا الشعر واسمان.
قالم.
قالم ديج يجيب ستو ست شغة. شجج. دابش على دول دقيقة.
زش
على راش دقيقة. شاليت دقيقة. هوا. شاليش دقيقة. قد جابز دقيقة. روبات دقيقة. روبات. خط روبات. صراس روبات. سروبات. سس روبات. حما شالة.
روبات.
سس روكيتش. سس روكيتش. أربج. هوا. بجقم. Class. دنس الشقة. شيكاغو الشقة. بج. نيويورك الشقة. هوا.
وشيكاغو وشقش.
شيكاغو الشقة. شيكاغو الشقة.
وشيكاغو والشقة.
شيكاغو الشقة. اوكي. إنال. ولوس أنجلوس والشقة.
هوا أرباشكم. تورونتو سشقش.
اوكي. أحمد فروقة.
ست.
وسان خوزي والشقة.
هوا سان فرانسيسكو سشاش.
Tell me you're not in San Jose.
San Jose سشقم.
جورج.
ست.
وفانكوفر والشقة.
هوا فانكوفر سشقم. Montreal سشاش.
Albert. ومونتريال والشقة.
So New Jersey is the
Tell me you're not in Montreal. Tell me you're not in Montreal.
So Montreal and Sha'akum.
والشقة أصلا بشقاز.
ست.
أتلانتا جورجيا والشقة.
حوا سا أتلانتا جورجيا سشأكم.
ودنا والشقة.
سا وودلاند بارك سشأش.
North Patterson.
Got him.
Woodland Park.
West Patterson.
West Patterson. Sorry. North Patterson is Halden.
Yeah. Still funny though.
Sarah.
ست.
Japan والشقة.
سا جابان سا شأقم.
دنا والشقة.
سا تورونتو سا شاش.
تورونتو والشقة. زنشاوا.
ست.
وباريس والشقة.
سا باريس سشكم.
والشقة. ودنا والشقة.
كاليفورنيا سشاش.
كاليفورنيا والشقة. ست ودقالة. لوس أنجلوس، سان خوزيه، Anaheim, ست ودقالة.
Like Bay Area, basically San Francisco.
San Francisco, يبوغنوغر. The vicinity of San Francisco, يبوغنوغر. خنش. برزج.
ست جونتي.
وبرلين والشقة.
حوا سا برلين سشأكم.
وشتوتغارت والشقة.
يجري شأكم.
وزغور يوروبا والشقة.
زماخو شاش انت lay over.
زماخو شاش lay over. أرقى بجرة. Do you count that?
حوا.
Okay, خنش. يجبستو دنا والشقة.
يجبستو كاليفورنيا شاش.
ست ودقالة.
قالوا يتسا لوماليندا.
قالم
يتسا
لوماليندا. انت عارف تطلق كاليفورنيا سقشال خواش. سا ميشن فييهو سقشال خواش سا.
Orange County.
انت هوا or ميشن فييهو ار Bay Area يبوغنوش.
أراش.
انت
جيري Orange County دي اش ميشن فييهو.
بجوي.
انت
على ماتش. نور ادريس. ويجبستو نالتشيك والشقة.
حوا يجبستو ناقش الشقة.
ودنا وزد الشقر يجبستو.
يجبستو سا نيوجيرسي الشقة.
ست ودقالة.
يجبستو نورك عالم.
يمز.
ست.
ويجبستو ريما والشقة. روم. ريما والشقة.
حوا سا روم ريم. ريما سشأكم. ريم
والشقة. دنا والشقة.
سوونا السشاش.
وونا مشاش. خنش. أولا.
ست شانتي.
ده ويجبستو ريو والشقة.
ساريو يجبستو شقكم.
دنا والشقة يجبستو.
يجبستو تورونتو
والشقة. خنش فددو دغو بسلاش دغو جباش. مايا.
ست.
وزغور أبخازيا والشقة.
هوا.
زي شقاقم in the past.
How? Well, wait. Did I like live there or did I go?
Have you ever been there?
Intash.
Okay. So, abchodu jipfanoma. In order to say that, adigabzacha in Circassian. Sa. Abkhazia
Abkhazia.
Sash'ash.
Sash'ash.
Mhm.
So I've been
Verb-
there before.
You've
Oh,
been there
'cause
before.
in my head, like sha'ash was like, for some reason was live. I'm like, yes.
No, sha'a is just to
Okay.
be. Is just to be.
So silly of me. Okay.
By the way, verbs are so easy to conjugate. This is one of the easiest things, probably one of the few easy things in Circassian. Verbs are super easy to conjugate. Anything you're doing now, we have in the slides. If you did something in the past, sash'ash.
Okay. So sa
Sha'ash.
Abkhazia sa sha'ash.
Sha'ash. I
Okay.
was in Abkhazia.
Yes.
Okay.
Beautiful.
I will be in Abkhazia.
Mhm.
Sa Abkhazia sash'inush.
Sa sha'anush.
Okay.
Anush was in the future.
So anything nush is the future. Anything ash is the past.
Future and ash pass.
Brandon.
Could you type that up?
You're getting me into my phone.
You already you got that not.
Well, I got the not, yeah. Let's see. Text box. So, all right. So, in okay. I see hands raised. Give me a second. Okay. All right. Brandon, you still have your hand raised? Okay.
Good. Whoops.
So Wuj, Berzej.
Yeah, do you mind writing down neighboring city? Or the one you mentioned, I believe.
Yeah. So you won't really say neighboring city. So if you wanted to say like in the area of, okay, there's a couple ways you can say it. So let's say you're near San Francisco, right? That's the example you're thinking about. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, for example.
So the easiest way to say it would be Sa San Francisco Yidij Sashash. I'm over there, by there. Okay.
I assume that's I
other
thought it was
way,
like a very simple way of saying it. Yeah.
That's the easiest way to say it. Sa San Francisco Yidij Sashash. I'm over there.
Yeah.
You could also say Sa San Francisco Yipaughnosh.
Oh, no. That's right. That was the word I heard you say.
Yep. In the area of Paughnosh.
Vicinity, yeah.
Albert, you have a question?
No, I was just saying vicinity.
Vicinity, yes. Vicinity, yes. Okay. That's a dokwa. Class.
Sit.
No, but shush.
Oh.
No, but shush.
Wow.
Noba huaba. Oh. Noba huaba.
Hawa.
Hawa. Sit Noba.
Noba sha'ash.
Did this. Okay. Sit huaba yimahanar.
Oh.
Hot. Huaba, sit.
Hot.
Sha'a. Cold. I went out of presentation mode. Hang on. Okay. Arashi Noba sit mahwa. What kind of day is it today? Noba, Chicago, Sha'ash. It's cold in Chicago. Okay. Now be careful here, guys. All right. This is why the alphabet is so important to learn. All right. I'm going to copy this and bring it. Oops. I'm going to get out of here. I thought I was being so smart by doing animations. And then I realized the moment I get out of presentation mode, the animations all fart on me. Okay. So do you see this word here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Sa'as. It's cold. Sa'as. It's cold. This first letter here is sa. This is different than saying I am at a certain place. Sha'ash. Okay, so listen to me very carefully. and be honest with yourself about if you can hear the difference. All right, so listen to me very carefully. I'm going to say each one 2 times. I'm going to say one vowel. I'm going to say one consonant 2 times. I'm going to repeat the same consonant 2 times. And then I'm going to say the other one 2 times. And then see if you can tell the difference. Okay, so this one, today it's cold. The word for cold is us. Us. This one for I am at a place, us. Us. Can you hear the difference?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Like,
Good. Albert, not quite, you said?
it was a very slight difference.
All right, hang on. I got a studio mic up here. Hang on. Us. Us. That's cold. Us. Us. To be at a place. That's the best I can do. So you got to be careful with that. So sa noba Chicago us. What does that mean?
You're in Chicago.
Today I'm in Chicago.
Today in
Today I'm in Chicago.
Cold in Chicago. Oh.
Nope. Sa noba Chicago us. Today I am in Chicago. Noba Chicago us. Chicago
it's cold in
us.
Chicago.
Today it's cold in
Yeah.
Chicago. Now, it takes time for you to build an ear to understand how to hear these sounds. Okay. In the meantime, listen for contextual clues. So just listen to me for a minute. Sa noba Chicago us. Even if you can't hear the difference, I just said I in Chicago. There's lots of other information, right? If you go here, where is it? Sa Chicago us. Okay, us. So I am in Chicago. But if I say Noba Chicago us, I never use the word me. I never said sa. I never said s, right? So if you ever have a hard time hearing the sounds, look for all the clues, right? If I'm not mentioning myself, I can't be in Chicago. So it's got to be that other word that means to be cold. Okay, make sense? Okay. Class,
Sit.
Noba Miami Sha'a.
Hawa.
Hawa. Noba sit with the Mahwa Miami Mdij. Huabas. So Huabas. Oof. Huabas. Who knows what it means if I say Huabutwas?
Very hot.
It's too hot. It's too hot. So what if I say Sa'atwas?
Too cold.
Too cold. What if I say Thakutwas?
A little.
Very
Too small. Too small. What if I say Yinutwas?
Too big.
Too big. Who knows how to say pants?
Wanchaj.
Okay. So Albert, tell me this pants is too big.
Let's see. Wanchaj. See, I just had a brain fart. See, Wanchaj the yinch.
Too big. Si Wanchajer Yinutwas.
You know, it sounds like you're saying it's half.
No, Yinukwas is half.
Yeah, sounds like that's what you said.
Okay, no problem. All right, let's go back into a little presentation mode here. All right, class.
Sit.
Noba Huaba.
Hawa. Noba.
What?
Shash.
Noba Shash.
Noba Sha'as. Noba Huabakam. Noba Huabakam. Sich Hacha.
Chicago Shash.
Chicago Sha'as. Chicago Sha'as. Chicago Sha'a. Hama Huaba.
Chicago.
Chicago.
Chicago sha'ash. Chicago sha'ash. Do name the world. Do name yishititcher, its condition. Do name yishititcher, the weather. Do name yishititcher, sitwada noba.
Dune, Noba, Sha'ash.
Sha'ash. Do name yishititcher, sha'ash noba. Dawich, of course. Dawich, of course. Of course. Okay. Class.
Sit.
Osman Psichota. Oh. Osman Psichota. Oh. Inal.
Sit.
What? Okay. So I was putting this together today and I was thinking about this. So pause, Inal, sorry. And if I say I am thirsty, I say sup sisachota, right? So if I say Osman is my son's name, by the way. But if I say Osman is thirsty, I say Osman psichota. It is a statement. He is thirsty. That's a statement, right? If I say I am thirsty, down here you can see sa psi sichota. Sichota. I am thirsty, right? But it would be very weird in any language if I said, Yinal, how do I know if you're thirsty or not thirsty? I'm not in your brain. I'm not a mind reader, right? I don't know. Or if I said to Aslan or Albert, how do I know if you're hungry, if you're thirsty? So because I don't know, I would ask you. And the way I would ask you, we flip around some of our verbs. This is one of them. And then if I wanted to know if somebody else was thirsty, he, she, or it. Okay. Who knows what? So this word for thirsty, there's two words in there. Osman psichota. What's that first word? There's two words. Psichota. Who knows what the first word means?
Water.
Water. Who knows how to say die, like to become dead, to die? How do you say die in Circassian?
Sen.
Mhm. Do you see a word root in common? Okay. So who remembers what it means when we see this prefix in front of a verb? Is when a verb is doing something on behalf of something else. Salam squikij, pass along my regards, pass along my salam. Pasqueja, read to me. So when we say, this is how dramatic Circassians are. When we say psisachota, we say what means I'm dying for water. I'm dying for water. I don't have thirst. I'm gonna die if you don't put liquid in me.
Go big or go home.
Go big or go home, exactly. And then think of the brashness we have to have. If I ask you if you're thirsty, are you dying of water? Right? That same dramatic thing, I go to you. Okay, so let's go around and practice this a little bit. Hinal.
Sit.
What? Psichwashara.
How? Psichwashakam. Psiach.
We ask. Khonsta. Khons. Ahmed.
Sit.
Inal. Psichwashara.
Inal psichotla.
Psichwashakam.
Hotlakam.
Wasa. What about you? What? Psichwashara.
Psichotla.
What psichwashara?
Suchotla.
You're thirsty. Okay, khons. George.
Janti.
Ahmed. Psichwashara.
Hawa Ahmad Ahmad sorry أحمد بس خوات قم.
Ah, wasa, wapsa, khwatlera. Wapsa, khwatlera.
آسي بس خوات قم.
Ah.
بس سياش.
Wapsa wi'as. Wapsa wi'as. Arashi, therefore, arashi, wapsa, khwatlera. You have water, and therefore you are not thirsty.
مربج.
Arpej, khunsta. Albert.
That's it.
George, psa khwatlera.
Hala, psalter.
Wasa, wapsa khwatlera.
Oh, so quite so suffering.
Khunsta. Aslan Bachkaz.
Sit.
Look at Sarah and ask her if she is thirsty.
Okay. Trying to find her.
Just say it. You don't gotta look at her.
Just pretend you found her.
Okay. Sarah. Whoops. Whoops.
أنت سخول. Sorry, can you repeat the last part?
Okay, so everyone, put yourselves on mute. Put yourselves on mute. We're going to practice this, okay? Pronunciation. We're going to start at the back. The end of this word is the word that means to die. Okay, now, this is one of the tougher sounds in Circassian. I forget if this exists in Western Circassian. I know it's in Eastern Circassian. So,
It does, yeah.
It does? Okay. So in Circassian, we have 3 L sounds. Okay. The first L sound is an American L. And how do we make the L? I take my tongue and I stick it. If these are my teeth, I stick my tongue here. L. It might touch my lips. It might touch my tooth. It doesn't matter. I can make this sound either way. L, L. It doesn't matter. Okay. But the bottom line is that my tongue is touching the bottom of my teeth or my tongue or my lips. To make this is not this sound. I'm getting you through a progression. Okay. So this is a standard L. Then we have a harder L, which is not this L, but you have to learn how to make the harder L before you can make this L. The way that we do this is your teeth. You're going to take your tongue and stick it to the back of your teeth, So I'm going to do, this is L, L, L. This is the other sound that we're making now, right? It goes, the front of my tongue is touching the back of my teeth. And the way that we make this sound, I'm not a native speaker. Native speakers will blow air on both sides of their tongue. The air will go between the roof of their mouth and the sides of their tongue. I can only do it on one side. Okay, that is the progression. So we have L, then we have an L, you're just vibrating air. Now what you're doing is you are actually forcing air out of your mouth on one or both sides. I can only do one side. Okay. And now this sound, you have to know how to make that sound, because this sound in thirsty is similar to the sound I just made, except it's more forceful. Okay, so progression. Ooh is a standard, everyone looks like hissing geese, yes. Ooh is a standard American L, right? Then the progression, we make it a little bit harder and it becomes, right? We're forcing air. And then to make it the hardest, which is this sound, it's a more forceful expression of air. Same sound, just more forceful. And it's, now, This may sound confusing. This exists in English. All right. This is similar to the difference between a B and a P. A B I make, how do I make a B? B, B. How do I make a P? P, P. It's the same mouth movements. It's the same muscles, but I am more forceful with the air that I force out of my mouth to make a B versus a P. And for those of you who have mothers and fathers from Syria, you'll know how weird that is for them, because that's why everyone has American princess and they bark in the barking lot and they drink Pepsi, right? So let's go off mute, come off mute, come off mute. George, you have a question?
Yeah. So my question is, so about the difference between sh and sh. So is it the one in so is it like I'll try to explain it simply because I'm a linguist, so I know the terms, but I'll try to explain simply. So it's kind of like if I say the word thirsty, is it like do I have to add a little sound like in English, like a glottal stop that we call like
yeah.
Do I have to add this after saying the
No.
No? Okay.
No, there's no glottal stop.
No? Okay. Okay, so like like that? Okay.
Yeah. So I see
Okay.
Ola's question. So I'm going to read this again. I'm sorry. Let me just read it again to make sure everyone has it.
Yeah.
Osman, psi, hota, hota, hota. Okay. So I want to keep going, right? What I want everybody to do is just put everybody on mute for a minute, just 30 seconds, right? And I want everyone to practice. I'm thirsty. Now say, repeat after me. He is thirsty. Ar psi hota. Ar psi hota. Right? So if I am thirsty, sihota. If he, she, or it is thirsty, ar psihota. And finally, the last thing to practice, I see George, 1 second. The last thing to practice, just practice with your mute on. Ask if you are thirsty. Whoops. Okay, we're done with that. George, your question.
Yes. So, okay. So if I got this right, I think so. Basically, the one that we write with L in the Cyrillic alphabet, like with just a single L, is going to be L, right?
Yep.
Like an L.
Yep.
And then the one that we write with Cyrillic L plus the soft sign in the alphabet is right?
Yes.
So does this mean like basically it means like I can stretch this sound forever until I run out of breath, like right, like that?
No.
Right?
No, it would always be half a second. There's no scenario where you would ever stretch this out.
Oh no, it's a way to make a comparison. Okay, like for example, if I say an S, I can say until I run. Is that what I'm doing with this as well?
Yeah, I guess as long as you have air in your lungs.
Okay, perfect. But for example, if I'm saying a P, I can't do that with P. Like
no,
I
you can't do it with P.
Right? I
No,
can't stretch
you can't.
it. So is that what it is with the L plus the line? Like, is it like that?
You know what? Yeah, I would say so, because you
Okay.
could stretch it out, but it would be painful. It would be painful.
Okay, so it's just like it's like a sound that just snaps and it's done, like like
yes.
Okay, so I got it. Okay,
You got it.
Okay, I got it.
I forget the linguistic term. It's not a
stop versus a stop is a sound like you just snap it and it's done.
Yes,
like
that's what this is. That's what this is.
Good. And the fricative is you can like it creates friction and you
this is not fricative.
like,
Well,
Okay,
this is
so-
a unique sound. It only
Okay.
exists in Circassian and Gaelic and Irish. Those are the only two known languages that this sound exists in.
There's also Nahuatl, a language, an indigenous language of Mexico that has a TL, and this TL is pronounced. It's a stop. So
So there's three.
There's
Out of
also that.
7,000
Yeah.
human languages, there's three.
I'm
Okay.
sure there's more, but yeah.
Noor, you have a question?
Yeah, I have a question. Not really a question, just like a little correction on the slide because I noticed the difference with the Cyrillic. For what's it, I look at the English written out in the English transliteration. I don't see this at the end. It doesn't.
Yeah. That's why. Whoops. Thank you.
Both the top and the bottom one.
Yeah. This is why I actually really don't like doing dual scripting. All right. Give me a second here. Okay, cool, fixed. Well, now my obsessive compulsive disorder is going to kick in because these things don't line up. Okay, cool. All right, next slide. Let me go back into presentation mode. Okay, class.
Sit.
Sit.
Fujera. Are you guys asleep? Class. Fujera.
Whoa.
Yalla. Osman Shehwes.
Excuse me, Janti. Excuse me. So I really want to know, like, how do you say really in Circassian?
Hajwi.
Hajwi?
Hajwi.
So hajwi or hajwi?
Like P, like Peter. Hajwi.
Hajwi. Okay, hajwi. Okay. So I want to say this every time. Is that okay? Just to play with you. Okay.
Yeah. Hajwi. Okay. Do you have a question, or you're just curious about that one word?
Oh no, it's because I wanted to know how I could play along with you when you say like so yeah, if you want to say really, like I want to say really, like to play along with you.
Yeah, you can say Osman Shehwish Hajwi. For real?
Hajwi.
For real? Okay. Yeah. And then if I were to say of course, I would say Dawich. Of course. Русский, конечно. Okay. Osman Shehwish. Shehwish. However, Osman Sheyaqam. Sit Wasman Yimu. What does he not have? Hey. Wasman Psiya.
Hawa.
Wasman Shaya.
Hawa.
Wasman Psukhwatra. Such hatra. Why? Such hatra Psukhwatra. Why is he thirsty? Siyaqam. Awa Psukhwish. Fa sit for zakhwir. What do you guys want? Inal.
Sit.
What's sit wukhwe?
Aksha.
Aksha kwed wi'a. Kwed mnoga. Aksha kwed wi'a. Hawa.
That's why it's aksha zakhwe.
Rashi, yep, medezem. Aksha wukhwesh. Aksha kwed wukhwesh. You want a lot of money. Hawa. Aksha kwed wi'aqam.
Arpej. Aksha si akn.
Berzad.
Janti.
What's it wukhwe?
Jiri, so I messed up. So khwadu sukhunu sukhwesh.
Sakhwadu khwesh. Whoopso. He wants to be like me. He wants to be like me. Whoopso, Whoopso. Dua.
ست
What's sit وخوي? Sit وخوي. What's sit وخوي? Sit وخوي.
you want to, that's what you're telling me.
That's what I'm asking you.
شي
شي وخويش. خونش.
تا
تامر.
ست وش
شي وخويش. شي وخويش. خونش تا. تامر.
Sit.
What's sit وخوي?
سا بساف سخويش.
بسقف وخويش. Okay. بسقف ويقة.
سا بساف سياقم.
بسقف ويقم. ايش. براندن.
Sit.
sit وخوي.
سي سخويش.
بسوخوي.
انت
بسوخويش. بسويقة.
Wait, what was that?
بسويقة. ويقة. حما ويقم.
هوا سيقم.
أراشي بسوخوشرة.
انت سابسي سخوشا.
وبسوخوشة. قرقوغوش. I understand. Maya.
Sit.
sit وخوي.
Sa. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Kachan.
خدشن. خدشن وخويش. خدشن أفس.
انت.
خت يشا ست خدشنر. Who knows what's khachin?
I do.
In the world.
Yes.
We had so much, right?
It's the best.
You might know it as
after dash.
You might know it as Dilen or Ulibach. Dilen, Ulibach, or khachin. Or как по-русски на осетинские пироги?
Осетинские пироги.
Осетинские пироги. They call it an Osetinian pierogi. And it doesn't matter where it's from. It's in Nalchik, it's an Osetinian pierogi. Made by Bashkar. It's still Osetinian pierogi. So, Yamiz.
Sit.
What COVID wahwe?
Hawa wa COVID wahwekam. Sahwekam.
Wahwekam. What was in Shara wahwe?
Sit was in Shara.
Was in Shara. Chat yesha chit was in sit was in Shara.
Health.
Health. Anta.
Arashi qaza'a was where. Tell me what you want.
Sa halukh.
Halukh wahwesh. Uglivod zakhat shkin wahwesh. You want food with carbs. Khunsh.
Anta.
Khunsh.
Protein,
yeah. So remember again, not Albert, because he said it last time. What does it mean when I say was in Shara? Health. Who knows what the word for pain is in Circassian? Was. So when we say that something is missing, or when we say it's not there, we say insha. Okay. Akalinsha, somebody who's dumb. Hansha, an atheist, right? So when we say wazinsha shit, goodbye. We say goodbye, wazinsha shit. We're saying good health. But this is how Circassians are. We don't say have good health. We say have no pain. Wazinsha shit, be without pain. Inal, it's like in Russian, bezapasny, be without danger. In Russian, there's no word for safe. There's a word for without danger. Actually, in Circassian, it's the same. We don't say safe. We say without danger. So the word for health is literally wuzin shara. Ara is the state of. Wuz is pain. Wuzinsha means without pain. Wuzanshara is the state of being without pain. It is health. Wuzanshara suhwesh. Okay, Nur.
Sit.
Sit wuhwe.
Sa California Sequanu Suquesh.
Oh, California wuhwesh. Ahmed Yedej. Hama Berzej Yedej. Hama Zanshawa Yedej.
Berzej.
Berzej Yedej. Hunch. Zanshawa.
Sit.
Sit wuhwe.
I'm actually curious. Would to say I don't know what I want, would that be circumsuflage?
Sizahwer. Sarkum.
Okay.
You could just say sarkum.
Okay. Gotcha.
Sarkum. I don't know.
I was just curious about that.
Yeah. The reason is that Circassian doesn't do well with abstract concepts. So when you say sizahwer, what you're literally saying is the thing that I want. The thing that I want. Sizahwer sarkum. I don't know. Sizahwer sarkum. Okay. Awa. Oh, sarkum was a queer. You don't know what you want?
How do you say food?
Food?
Just like food, just in general.
Shkin. Shkin.
So shkin.
Shkin. Yeah. I'll write it for you. Shkin.
So circumsuflage.
Shkin. Shkin. Okay. Shkin is generic food. Okay. Shkin is so apples are food. Flour is food. Peanut butter is food. But this is different than a meal. Just like in English. Yeah, I have to go to the grocery store and buy some food. I bought spinach. I bought carrots. I bought meat. I brought apples. These are all food. But when you go to a restaurant, do you order food or do you order a meal? You order a meal. So the way you would say meal is I'm sorry, guys. Shkinura. Shkinura. Okay. Sarah.
Sit.
Sit wuhwe.
Sesachwesh. How do you say to travel?
Sa dunem ziplahanu suhwesh.
Okay.
Sa.
I regret.
No.
I regret change.
No.
I'll
We'll do
pick
this.
something else.
Sa. Okay. Who here cannot read any Cyrillic?
Me.
Me.
Okay, so there's 2 or 3. Okay, fine. So I'll keep going. Sa. You name. Ziplahanu. So which? Give me a second here. Okay. Do name the world. Do name the world. It comes from Arabic, dunya, dunay, right? Do name the world. Ziplahanu. Ziplahanu actually means to look around, but this is what we use for traveling. To look around the world is to travel. Okay. Ziplahanu sukhwish.
The name Ziplahanu Sukhwish.
تمام. Sorry زغصو دغوا دداش. Bravo. Okay. Aslan.
Sit.
What's it وخوي?
Dunayam ziple hinu zikhwish.
Do name ziplahanu وخويش. What? نخين قخونو وخوي. Nachyin, do you want to be bigger?
No, not really.
It's too big.
Too big.
Albert. Sit wuhwe.
there's Douglas which. Oh, yeah, okay. No, actually, I said
you
there's
just want to
Douglas
be well?
which.
So was what? Helicopter? You want your own helicopter.
Arijonos, yeah.
Arijonos. That'll do as well. That'll do as well. George.
Sit Jansi.
What's it with?
Se suhuesh se zinshara
Zinshara
suhuesh zinshara suhuesh zinshara suhuesh.
Let me move this around. Let me put this over here. Zinshara suhuesh. Whoops. You know what? I'm going to do this. Okay. Kunz. Ahmed.
Sit.
Mac notebooks. Oh,
How is Amar?
Uhuekum? Mac notebooks. Oh, uhuekum?
So CS.
So, good day was our us. They just put out a new one.
Yeah, I know. This is Dallas.
We're Dallas. We're Nakhfsa bin Nakhrara. Okay. So what I said, we're Nakhdawos bin Nakhra. Yours is better than that one. Nakhdawos bin Nakhra. Nakhra. It's what's the word? George, help me out here. There's a word.
The word what for what?
There's
Sorry.
a word when two like either or, they're prepositions that combine with each other.
Oh, conjunctions.
Yes, conjunctions. But there's a word when there's two of them. Like in English, you can say better than.
Double conjunction.
Oh, comparatives. You mean?
Compare?
Like
Yeah,
better...
no, it's something. Well, but nakhra is exactly that. Nakhra means better than.
Okay, so it's a comparative, I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Because even when you say better in English, better is the comparative form of good, and best is the superlative form of good. So is it kind of like that you mean, or?
Yeah. I know what they're coordinating conjunctions.
Okay,
You need two of them.
Yeah.
You need two of them.
Conjunctions are
Yeah. So
coordinated,
nakhra.
Yeah.
Ahmed, sit وخوي.
Sharqam.
Arqam.
Dori Dallas.
Where are what azish? What us? You're wise. You're wise. What us? If you don't need anything, you're a wise man. Yujre awasapere. Last but best. Inal.
Sit.
Sit وخوي.
Arsha.
Arsha. Dingy. Я хочу деньги. Пожалуйста. Okay, cool. All right. So there are technically two more slides, but I want to hold firm to, we said we're going to go for 90 minutes, but I want to hold firm to a 9 o'clock, for me, 9 o'clock, for most of you, 10 o'clock, a 9 or 10 o'clock stop. So I want to take these last few remaining minutes. We didn't get a chance in this class to do a breakout session. So that's something we will do. We will do more of that. This new approach, it doesn't mean we're not doing breakouts. I actually like doing the breakouts. But in this class, we reviewed a lot of material that we've seen before. And I've also introduced a lot more new material. So if you think about this, this is roughly, I want to say this is like week 3 of going through these classes. And all in all, you guys are probably 7 or 8 hours in. The Saturday class, they're 6 hours in. I asked the Saturday class how they were feeling, and they feel that they're shocked at how much they remember after 6 hours. Because this is not about memorization. We are getting you to think in the language, and we're putting all the stuff on the screen necessary. This is the magic of TPRS. We're putting all the stuff on the screen necessary for you to construct grammatically correct utterances, okay? In this class, what I've done is I've rejiggered, and actually in a normal class, we would cover 2 or 3 sentences and we'd cover 1 verb. In this class, we've actually covered 8 sentences and 3 or 4 verbs. Now, some of them were review, right? And just so you, in case you're wondering, my goal, this is 1 unit. So what I've done here is I've taken the TPRS method, but I've applied CEFR content to it. And I actually have 50 units designed that would cover about 10 or 15 words per unit, which would get you guys to a working vocabulary of 500 or 600 words, which is, if you were to take, not that there is one yet, but if you were to take a standardized test, you would qualify as an A1 fluent person, right? All the vocabulary is there. So there's a lot more vocabulary here. The story is very different. Well, it starts the same, but the story is going to be divergent from the old TPRS materials we were using. If we had continued, we would see something similar to what we saw. You know, Osman goes to a restaurant and he doesn't have tea, right? But he wants tea. And then we would end the lesson with a dialogue. And I know in the past, you guys have been a little weary of the dialogues, but the way I designed this is I have the animation. So we go through one by one, right? And so what I'm doing here is I'm bringing in all the vocabulary that you would need to go to an A1 level of CEFR proficiency, but I'm also working in high frequency phrases, and the phrases are in alignment with the story. So in the story, he wants tea, he's walking around, he goes to a restaurant to get tea, and now he's in the restaurant and he's starting to use these high frequency phrases. Good morning, hello, I'm fine, hello, how are you? It's the same in Circassian. Do you have tea? Do you have something? Right? So that's not really a phrase, but we're repeating some of what we saw before. Then there's some new phrases. I don't understand, right? Then we repeat some of the other stuff, and then finally, I do understand. So the goal is to try to get through 1 unit in every 90-minute class. And the goal would be that there'd be 2 breakouts. There'd be 2 breakout rooms. One where we would go through the content of the vocabulary in the story, and then another where you guys would actually go through the dialogue, and you guys would practice with each other there as well. And so if I create 50 units over the course of 50 classes, you guys would get to the end. You'd have that working vocabulary of about 600 words. You'd have those survival phrases, and you would be able to survive with native speakers. And to do so, and you'd be able to speak grammatically correct. So that's the goal. I know we only have a few minutes left, but I'm looking for feedback on this deck, this approach, it's the same method, just different content. How'd you guys, I know George is gonna say I wanted more breakout rooms, but besides having the breakout rooms, how'd you guys feel about this class?
It was good.
It was really good. I liked it.
It was really good. The whole did this.
Yeah.
I still can't say thirsty.
Now, the other thing that I tried to do here, and I think this is part of why we covered a lot. I'm using my other monitor. We covered a lot of material here. And I think part of the reason is one of the things I tried to do is I made use of the animations so that I could layer the information over time. Because if we started with all this, it would be too much. It would be intimidating. And then I don't know if you noticed this, but as we went through the story, I consolidated, I don't know if you guys caught this over here. I consolidated the previous lines in the upper right-hand corner, and I graded out a little bit. So you could see it, but it wasn't dominant. It didn't take your eye away to it. And as we went through each section of the story, right? So now we're in the 3rd section of the story. I've given you the previous 2 sections. This way, between all the previous sections and all these question words up here, I can quiz you. I can go back. I can walk around the story. I can recall things that we've talked about, but you still have the tools on the screen to not get lost. Yes, George.
I wanted to say something. Don't worry about the breakout rooms today. Like today, you were absolutely excellent. Like I really enjoyed today's class, and it's okay if we didn't have breakout rooms. We can always have them later. But I feel like this class was really really full of content and full of knowledge and full of interaction, even without the breakout rooms. So don't worry, it was awesome.
Cool. Anyone else you guys want to share, add, subtract, anything you guys want to say?
Yeah, I have a comment actually. just want to confirm, surprised that there's only 2 or 3 of us that don't understand Cyrillic. My impression would have been a larger number.
I'm surprised myself. It doesn't mean everyone can like read it like brrr, like really good, but I see this in my other class as well. There are a huge number of people who have hunted and pecked for any material they can find, and they have a working knowledge of Cyrillic. I see it in my other class as well. About 80 to 90% of the class has some grounding in Cyrillic. By the way, well, it's okay. So if you do not know anything about the Cyrillic alphabet, use your little emoticon to put your little yellow hand up in the, or thumbs up, whatever.
I don't know how to do that.
All right, then put your hand up physically.
You click reactions at the bottom and there's going to be a raise hand button.
2, 3, 4.
Counted 5.
4, 5, 5, 5 out of 18.
That's the 100 Wapo and her
Oh.
hand. I know.
And Aslan as well.
Yeah.
6.
Yeah, one third. So 2/3 have some familiarity. Okay. So I'm going to keep dual scripting. By the way, I shared the link to these slides in the group chat. So the video will come out in the next 24 hours. It'll get emailed to you guys. It'll be on Facebook. You guys can also go to the YouTube channel. I hate to be one of those guys, but if you click and subscribe and hit that bell thing, you'll get the automatic updates. And you can review these slides as well. They're all, you guys can share, you guys can look at them, do whatever you guys want to do.
Janti, I want to say something about the Cyrillic script, because I'm kind of pushing myself to read it, and I'm just comparing it with whatever you're saying, the romanization. I guess for me, I feel like I'm picking up at least, I don't know, like at least a quarter of the things now during this class. So I feel like it's I don't know.
It's slowly sinking in.
Yeah.
Slowly sinking. That was my goal. I spoke to a lot of the, and thank you, Brandon. I spoke to a lot of the people that you introduced me to, and I finally decided what I'm going to do is I'm going to dual script it. For a lot of people, the alphabet is intimidating. So by seeing something that's foreign and alien with something that's understandable, it becomes less intimidating. The job number 1, get rid of the intimidation factor, make it something that feels natural and normal, and then slowly start to pick up simple letters. There's 7 or 8 letters that are the same in both alphabets, then slowly start to maybe pull away some of the Latin letters and eventually get to a comfort level of reading. That's how I read. That's how I learned.
Sounds good.
I will, like I said, the class is over. I want to be respectful of everyone's time. I will spend 5 minutes more. My kids are waiting for me to do their homework with them, but I will spend 5 minutes more if anyone has any questions or concerns or want to do pronunciation practice, anything that popped up, I'll stick around for 5 more minutes. Yes, Inad.
I just had a question about khul. So when you say psukhul, that means you're thirsty. I assume if I psukhul.
Yeah, psukhul.
If I were to say shkhun psukhul, that would mean I'm hungry.
No, you can't say it. You can't say
so
it.
What does khul on its own mean? That's what I'm wondering.
I'm dying for.
But what if I were to say I'm hungry? How would that?
I'm hungry. Somojatla. Yeah, it still has th in it. It still has th in it. But you say somojatla.
Somojatla. Okay.
Somojatla.
Okay, thanks.
Yep. So was. Other questions, comments, concerns?
We just for Nichian Sikwash.
What do we just for? What do we just for?
So
Okay, guys. Everyone have a good night. For shit. Be without pain. Okay, I'll talk to you guys later.
So, Janti.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Full stop. Family time now.
I'll hang on. Let me stop recording.